Good evening and welcome to Build Your Best Life. We are here for Blueprint for Success. Good evening, and welcome. Hello, Latricia. How are you today?
Hello, I'm doing well.
Great. Thank you so much for agreeing to be our guest today. For those who follow us, you know that this month we are talking about Blueprint for Resources. And no matter what you're doing in life, whether you are trying to go back to school, you're trying to go get a new job, train your child, or show them how to gain principles in a particular area, are you trying to buy a home, whatever you're doing, even taking care of your health, there are resources that will help you because none of us know it all. So that is why we are building this month, and we have had some great topics and some great resources that have been provided. So we are going to continue that today. Thank you, Dan, Lakeisha, Agnes, Deacon Holmes, and Monetta. Thank you all for tuning in. Latricia has been on here before, but it's been a minute, so we want her to tell us all about herself and what she's been doing with her blueprint for success, because she is always moving and shaking.
My name is Latricia Taylor. I am originally from Syracuse, New York. I've lived in Jacksonville for 20 plus years now. I'm what some people call a serial entrepreneur. I'm currently the founder and CEO of the Chastity Taylor Foundation. I actually is the owner of TNT Food Shack, a mobile food trailer. And I am actually a real estate agent and Queens Luxury Group, brokerage by EXP Realty. I do all of those and wear all those hats. So I am always very busy, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing in the world. I like doing things that is giving back to people and then staying busy.
All right. Busy, busy, busy. Busy is good. And how is the food truck going? I got to try it out.
The food truck is going well. We've gone out on, had it out about, I think 4 times. We got rained out this past weekend, but that's fine. We've gotten some great reviews, and every time we take it out, the momentum is growing. So I'm very happy about it. A lot of work, but I'm actually enjoying it.
That's good. That's good. All right. Well, today we have, like I said, we have a great topic. Hi, Curly. Thank you for tuning in. We are talking about dream home, dream home. And I'm always advocating for you to design that blueprint for success, because no matter what you're doing, you want to know how to get there. What's the path you need to take? What are some of the resources that you need? And no matter who you are, you don't know everything. And so a lot of things take step by step information. You need the details. We used to say you don't want to put the horse before the cart, because you go out there and sign that contract, say you want to buy that house, you don't have the first dime saved up. So what do you do from there? So it is always wise to take that time to stop and think about, what are my plans, what's my passion, and get out there and take the next necessary steps and get the answers from someone. Someone knows what you're doing. I'm sure Latricia didn't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I know, I'm just going to go out there and get a food truck, and I'm just going to start. And then the next week she was out there doing it. I'm sure it was a process.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what we have to do. So we are going to get started with our dream home here. Dream home.
Yeah, you got to make sure too, being determined when you're doing your path to success, making sure that you know what you want to do, and have that do that research that you need before you get started on anything, because you want to know what your requirements, the state laws. You just want to know what it's about in that industry that you're trying to get in, and make sure that that's something you want to do.
Very good, very good. So we know that you are that there is a resource, like I said before, thing. So if someone has that goal of owning their dream home, or it's been a while and now they want to go back into that, and I know you love most things that you get into, you love doing them. So why did you get into the real estate business?
The first thing was, I've always was interested because I love interior decorating. So I was always going out, checking out the homes, in new construction homes, and looking at the interior of it. And it was like, just loving how they decorate the homes and how the new builds. That was my first thing of just for years of doing that. I would take my children with me just on a Saturday or Sunday just to go walk through the model homes. And what intrigued me about the business was the independence of making my own time and my own schedule, and having this business cater to what was best for me as my time constraints, or just what I wanted to do. And the third thing was, I realized that I could help people. I could help people, that if I got into the business and understood what it was about, I can help the people who did not have the knowledge, that may be scared to get the knowledge, and maybe connect with people that could trust me, and I could be that trusted real estate agent for them. So that's what made me get into the business.
Good. It's awesome stuff. It's always someone assigned to assist us. Often people are more focused on maybe not sharing what it is that they're doing. I want to do this undercover. I'm not going to tell anybody. So then they're not thinking about answers, or performing the research that they need. So they don't know what they don't know. So they don't know what to go out there and look at, but they don't want to tell anybody. So they're doing it on the down low. So, it's been a while since we shop for our home. And I know as we were doing it, we weren't telling anybody. We didn't even tell the kids. And so we just went out looking in different places and thought, oh, this person that's showing the houses, we just gonna sit down and get her to write a contract. And then it was like, that's not the way you do that. That's not the way you
Right.
I learned the hard way. So,
Yeah.
what is a resource that most individuals are not aware of when they start?
One of the biggest resources I feel that people are not aware of that I'm finding out is down payment assistance. Most people do not step into buying, or they have a desire to buy a home, but they feel like they don't have money. This does not mean you don't need to save some money, but there are lots of down payment assistance programs out there that a lot of people are qualified for that they don't know. A lot of times it's not broadcast enough, or they just don't know where to tap in to get that. That's why it's very important to get with a real estate agent that has connections to good lenders that can provide you that information and be able to tell that vendor. And like you say, yeah, you can do it on the down low, but get you a real estate agent that's going to help you while you're doing on the down low so they can guide you through the direction. Because those down payment assistance, I'll give you just a couple examples I wrote down. Hometown Heroes. It used to be a down payment program that was just attached to our first responders and military. Now it's open to anyone as long as you meet the criteria. So a couple of the criteria that you have to meet to get it is you got to have work for a Florida company and work 35 or more hours and a credit score of 640 and higher. And you can get up to 5%, which is about up to $35,000 towards your down payment and closing costs. A lot of people don't know that. It is considered a repayment loan. However, and I know because some people's like, yeah, I heard about that. I got to get a repayment, but it's in the back of your loan. You do not pay it up front. And as long as you have planned to live in your house, it's your primary home, and live in that house 15, 20 years, you never have to repay it. That repayment only happens if you decide to get in the home and sell it within the first 5 years or so. Then yes, you would have to pay that back. But I always tell my people that if you get $35,000, you sell it in 5 years, the house is worth 50 to 60,000 more, and you're going to make that profit. You can just pay that $35,000. You still are ahead. So it's still a good program to get into. But there's other programs out there that doesn't have to be repaid. You have banks such as Regions that actually will match certain of those programs with an additional $5,000. So that's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people, when I talk to different customers, they have no clue about down payment. And that's what a lot of people I talk to, they stress about. I don't have that type of money. There's money out there for you.
But do you? I know you say that there is assistance, but do you find that even though there is assistance, that people, I don't know what I'm trying to find the right word to use, but people come to you sometimes and they have not even thought about that they will need a down payment.
They don't know they have to down payment. I hear people, they know they have to come to the table with some money and they have this large amount. Oh, I got to have $50,000. No, that's not the case. But they don't know about a down payment. They don't realize they have to pay for their inspection, which is something you definitely want to do. I do not advise anyone not to get an inspection on a home. They don't know there's little things in there, so they don't realize that you have to come to, even if you come with the down payment, say I have this, it's going to give me 35,000, I'm going to get this home, it's going to cover that. There's still some upfront. So I always tell people you do need to save money. So while you're working on your credit, if your credit is not up to par, or if your credit is but you want to get a home, start saving money. At least have about $3,000 to when you come to the table, even if you qualify for those payments, because there is certain things that you need to pay up front that you're going to be required to pay. So you want to have that. And a lot of people don't realize that they need that money. I've had a lot of deals that I've had to maneuver and help them because they was like, I didn't know I have to have that. It's like, really? you had zero? Like, what? We can't do nothing with that. So you definitely have to. That's why it's very important to get. I know these days of I don't want to pay this, and there's a whole thing out there about paying the real estate agents, and I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole nother ball game. But it's very important to have someone on your side, someone that you trust that can guide you through that. So if you're thinking about doing it, excuse me, just get with a realtor, sit down. Someone like me, I don't charge people to sit down and talk to them and kind of help them, guide them, and walk them through a path with this. If you want to get a house in a year, you should do this, you should do that, and give them some of those things and to help direct them so that in that year time they're ready to get in a home. Just don't go out there and don't shy away from it, but also don't go out there on your own and maneuvering, because you can get yourself in some trouble because you don't understand the legalities around buying a home, and you can actually get yourself in trouble. And if you look on TikTok, there's a lot of people out there who did not understand what they were doing. Their realtor didn't explain, or they just didn't understand, and now they're saying, oh, I shouldn't have bought a home. Buying a home is not a bad thing. You just need to understand what you're doing when you're buying it.
That's great information. If you just tune in, we're talking about, of course, this month we're talking about resources, but today we're talking about what are some of the things that you need to do proactively when you decide, hey, I want to look in my future in getting that dream home. And we have someone here today that is very astute in this area. So we are having a great conversation. Now, I don't know if a lot of people get into this, but I do have a question. And
Okay.
if you have questions, y'all can put them in the comment. Um, Now, I have run into some things where, and I don't kind of know how this happens. So I don't know if they had a realtor, they didn't have a realtor, or how this happens. But people have gone into and purchased a home, nice homes, nice gated communities, whatever. And fast forward a year, and there's a lien on their home because they never paid their HOA. How do they fall into that?
I think that's the fault of the individual. Because when you move into a HOA, whether the realtor wants to tell you or not, it's going to be told to you. When you're buying a home as an HOA, there's certain documents that has to be put up front and given to the buyer prior to purchasing that home to let you know that there's a HOA. This is what the monthly fee is for the HOA, and here's all the bylaws and everything regarding the HOA. So it's up to that person to understand, read their documents, know where they need to pay, who they need to contact. So a lot of times they get in there, and what I find that's happening is that, for example, they're approved for a $500,000 home. They're not factoring in that HOA cost. They're not factoring in their insurance. They're not factoring in their taxes. So they buy this home at the highest that they're approved for. Then that means their mortgage is the highest of what they actually can afford, because budgeting is important. Just because they tell you are approved for 500, you need to look at your budget and say, can I afford that plus? Because again, your mortgage is one thing, but you have your taxes, your insurance, and if you live in an HOA, that HOA fee that's either monthly, quarterly, or annually. So a lot of times they get into those homes and they're at the top of their budgets, and they can't afford to juggle that. And then they let something go. And most of the time it's HOA, and we all know how HOAs work. And I know, understanding sometimes it's unfortunate, you can get in a home, people can lose jobs. Unfortunate things can happen. That's why I always advise, even if they tell you 500,000, don't purchase at that high. Think about what could possibly happen. What will you be comfortable paying if something was to happen, especially if it's a two family home, so it's a husband and a wife? Where can you be that it wouldn't be stressful on your spouse if something happened to one or the other? Where would you be if the taxes go up? Because we all know we have no control over taxes and they fluctuate. Where would you be if the insurance, we live in Florida with hurricanes, those insurances, homeowner insurance go up and down. Where can you be comfortable and have all your bills, make sure all of that in your budget? So that's most of the time, is that it's just the individual. It's not that the realtor stirred them wrong or anything, because that HOA is a part of your packet. When you purchase that home, The lender is going to tell you, the realtor is going to tell you, the seller is going to tell you, and at that closing table, the title company is going to give you those documents on the HOA. So there's no one that's not going to tell you about the HOA, because HOA is make sure that they're known in every deal. So that's just a person who probably couldn't afford it and just decided not to pay them.
All right, that's great information. Y'all think about those questions. I know we've answered some of this, and this is some really, really good information. Even though I'm not getting ready to buy a house, but it's interesting, just to hear it. So, why is it essential to have a realtor working on your behalf when you are looking?
You need a realtor. One, you want someone that you can trust, because like I said, there's a lot of logistics and legalities that go along with purchasing a home. So you want someone that can trust, that guide you, have your best interest, because when you're sitting down at the table with a seller, say you're buying someone else's home, or even with a builder, they, no matter what they say, it's for their best interest. They're trying to make money by selling you this home. So you want to make sure the deal is in your best interest. You want someone to guide you. If you have to do the home inspection, someone that can show up on your behalf at that home inspection, make sure it's done, ask whatever questions, negotiate the price on that deal for you. Talk to you, tell you what the comps is in the area, what the homes are going for in that area, so that you can actually offer the right price. Then if there's things that need to be fixed when they do the inspection, that you want to make sure that that real estate agent is there to negotiate with the seller and say, hey, these things, we offered this, but these are some things that was found in the inspection. The realtor, I know for me, I hold my customer's hand from the beginning to the end. I'm there every step of the way. Any questions, they can call me. If I have to get on the phone with anyone, I get on the phone with them. I find out the information for them. I bring it back. I advise them. Is always their choice, but I advise them. If there's a deal that I think is not a good deal, I have no problem with telling them that this is not a good deal. You might want to pull out, but it's their choice. A lot of realtors may not do that, because of course that's our commission. We could have been working with this client for 6 months. We don't get paid until the deal is done. So all the showing the 27 houses and driving around and doing that, you have to be passionate about what you're doing, helping your customers to do all that and then get paid at the end. So if a deal closes, we don't get paid. We did all that work, but I can't sleep at night if I allow someone to do a deal that I know is not good for them. So it's very important to have that realtor, because they have your best interest.
Good stuff to know. All right. So, if you will, please provide everyone with 5 tips or more, whatever you have, tips or resources that will be most beneficial for a realtor to offer a potential customer that is attempting to work on making that dream come a reality.
Okay, 5 tips. These were some things I wanted to talk about. Number one, before you make a decision, check your credit. If your credit is not, yes, you can purchase a home. A lot of people don't realize you can purchase a home at a 580 credit score, and between, most people say 620. You can at a 580, but understand that that score, most likely some of the down payment assistance programs you won't be qualified for. So you would have to have what they call skin in the game. You have to come to the table with money. At a 620, it's probably the same thing. So if you can get your credit score to above 640, and I say above 640 because I had an instant where I had a customer that was right there on the crunch, but one thing changed in their payment history, that dropped it, and they lost their down payment assistance. So if you have it above it, because of course you're paying your bills every month, it's nothing that they did wrong. It's just the way the credit score, when they pull your credit score, they're going to pull it a couple times. You're going to lose points. So if you're not above it, those little points could make you drop, and then you could lose it. Make sure that you work with a realtor that has great connections to lenders that they trust. And don't be shy because I always give my customers 2 to 3 lenders for them to do the research and make sure that those lenders have things that meets their needs, that offer whether it's programs or whatever it is that meets their needs. So you do the research So when you go and get pre-qualified, you're with a lender that you're okay with. But most realtors have connections with lenders that are trustworthy, that they will offer and give you the resources to. Um, Interview the lender. Like I said, interview the lender. Understand your budget. I talked about before. Understand what you can afford. Be realistic with yourself. What you can afford monthly on top of your bills and everything else you have. And then also save money. Don't just save money for your down payment, and don't save money to buy new things for the house. Homes are cost. You know, we all say living in an apartment, we could just call someone, they come and fix everything. That's your responsibility. But a home is a huge positive asset. But you want to make sure that you're taking care of it. You have money to do the repairs that you need to do. So those are what my tips are. And then also make sure you get a great realtor that can help you when you start the process.
All right, that is good information. And do you have your information that well, you can put it in the chat, or where you can put it in the chat yourself?
Yes, you can find me on my real estate page. Like I said, Facebook or Instagram is Queens Luxury Group. My phone number is 904-761-4247. And my website is queensluxurygroup.com. And you go in there and search and see what homes we have within our brokerage, because I'm brokerage by eXp Realty. So within our brokerage, all the homes that we have currently on the market that's for sale. So if you're interested, also if you are a person who's looking to sell your home, you can also go to that website, or you can give me a call and you get a free comp, which is what we call our CMAs, to determine what your home is worth today. Even if you're not looking to sell it right now, if you're just curious to know how much is my home worth right now in today's market, I can give you that information, and it's free of charge.
Okay, and give me your phone number again.
761-4247.
All right. Well, I don't know about you, but I heard a lot of great information, and it's good to know. And I realized that from like I said, when we purchased our home, because we thought we had big girl pants and big boy pants, and we just gonna do it by ourselves. And my financial advisor was like, no, you can't do that. And then in the end, I was glad, because we ran into a lot of barriers that we wouldn't have known what to do. So it's great information. But Latricia gave us a lot of good tips about saving, about knowing about your lenders, checking out the lenders for yourself, save that money. And like you said, and you said what is it? The taxes go up and your insurance go up too. Insurance has been going up lately.
Yes.
Like I went from 3,000 something to 7,000 something. But we had switch.
Yes. It's because we live in Florida with the hurricanes.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And a lot of the insurance companies are pulling out. They won't rate us. So that's the biggest thing with home ownership, is that insurance is high, because we just don't have enough insurance companies that want to insure homes in the state of Florida, because of false filings from people from these hurricanes. Not because they can, it's just that they've had so many false filings and payouts. So it just makes it hard for everyone else.
Yes, indeed. So, if you're out there in the market, you want to make sure that you are proactive and you do the research and you get those resources. Because when you don't know what you don't know, so if you're not a realtor and you're not, I guess, a CPA or heavy in finance, there are a lot of things about home ownership and other large purchases that you won't know. So you want to do that research to get with someone that has expertise in those areas so that they can guide you the right way, because there's nothing worse than doing something, you get in it, and then you find out, because a house is not something you can just say, oh, well, I changed my mind.
Not at all. Not at all. And once you sign on a dotted line on some of those contracts, there is no pulling back without being sued. So you definitely want to make sure that you are speaking with having a realtor guide you. And I'll never I tell anyone too. Also, if you don't understand, there's nothing wrong with getting a real estate attorney to look at any documents that you're not sure about. Because we're not attorneys. We can advise you. But if there's something where you need to talk to an attorney, get you a real estate attorney as well. A lot of people don't realize that. They just go in blind or think they have to sign things. No, make sure you understand what you're signing before you sign those documents. You want no regrets when you purchase your home, because again, a home is a big asset. It's a positive asset. If you handle it right, it can definitely be something good for you in the long run.
Yes. So great thing to have, but you want to make sure, like you say, you're doing it the right way.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in today. We will be here Thursday. If y'all remember last month, we made a shift with Real Talk. It moved from Saturdays. It is now on third Thursdays, Real Talk with Deborah and Anastasia. So we will be on Thursday, 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our topic is going to be learn from others. Learn from others. So again, it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing in life. It doesn't matter your IQ. It doesn't matter what abilities you have or disabilities you have. You can always learn something from others.
Yes.
All right. So make sure that you tune in. Remember, this year we are declaring Jeremiah 29:11 over your lives. God wants you to have prosperity, not disaster. And He wants you to have the future that you hope for. So please design your blueprint for success based on the plans that God has for you. Put in the work. You got to put in the work. I can't say that enough. And build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. I love you. Be blessed. Stay safe. Again, thank you so much, Latricia. Good luck with all your businesses. I know you're going to do it, because you're always been, ever since I know you, you've been a hard worker. You're consistent. You're intentional. And you always try to do right by others. So I know you're going to do well.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone. Look forward to seeing you on Thursday.